messages coming in. Well, the BSF Jawan has been handed back to India. Remember, BSF Jawan Puram Kumar was in the custody of Pakistani Rangers. In fact, this was since the 23rd of April earlier, right after the Pahalgam attack had happened, when he had inadvertently crossed the line of control, and following which you have him being handed over to India at about 10:30 a.m. today through the joint checkpost of Atari and Amritsar. In fact, the handover was conducted peacefully and in accordance with the established protocols. You have the visuals of the BSF Jawan being released by Pakistan. Let me go across to Pradeep Datta, who's joining us, our senior editor. Pradeep, at least here, Pakistan has followed the established protocol, and it's welcome to have our Jawan back home.
Yes, it's a big diplomatic victory for India also, because Pakistan has now realized one thing, that confrontation will lead them nowhere, because they will have to face consequences. So that's one of the reasons that after ceasefire, when the guns have fallen silent, they are trying to mend their ways and finally hand it over this BSF Jawan. It was on April 23rd, a day after Pahalgam massacre, that he was deployed in the Firozpur sector. While he was on duty, inadvertently, mistakenly, he crossed over to Pakistan's side while he was just trying to be under shade of one of the tree. He didn't realize that the tree was on Pakistan's side, and that was the time when Pakistani Rangers caught hold of him. And since then he was in custody. Indian counterpart, they tried for several flag meetings also. There was negotiation going on. In some of the flag meetings we saw that the Pakistani Rangers did not turn up, and when they turned up, but they said that every time they used to give the one standard answer, that the superiors are going to decide, because that was the time when there was a lot of tension between the two countries, because we had seen that how India was preparing for Operation Sindoor, and finally on the intervening night of 6th and 7th, Operation Sindoor was conducted, with many of their terror then were decimated and demolished. And then after that, Pakistan started trying Indian infrastructure, and India was able to give them back, this time destroying many of their air bases. 11 of the air bases were targeted. And since then we have seen that the Pakistan is completely on knees. Pakistan seemed to have surrendered, because they realized that India has already struck their heartland. So India can do anything, because nothing seemed to be working in favor of Pakistan. Neither their equipment, what they borrowed from China, neither their radars worked, nothing, neither their fighter aircraft worked. But everything from Indian side was able to hit them with precision. So that's one of the reasons that there was a lot of pressure. And Pakistan was trying to otherwise also negotiate, because one of the Pakistani Rangers was also in Indian custody. It was on May 3rd. He was seen on the Indian side in the Rajasthan sector. He was trying to take pictures. He was on a spying mission. He was trying to take pictures to find out that what kind of a mobilization was taking place on this side, and they wanted a kind of a negotiation. But finally, I think the better sense have prevailed, and Pakistan has handed over Puram Kumar Shah, who was in custody since April 23rd, and he has been handed over at Atari border, and with properly he was handed over to the BSF authorities. It's a big sigh of relief for even their family members also, because for the last several days they had also been requesting authority to do something so that he can be brought back. And we have seen that during recent time there had been several meetings that was shared by Director General BSF also. He also had a meeting with the Home Minister, because India will never ever allow their man to be on Pakistan's side. And we have seen this thing happening during the last surgical strike in Balakot, where after Balakot surgical strike also, while the dogfight was going on, Wing Commander Abhinandan had his aircraft had crashed, and he had paradropped into the Pakistani side. And we have seen that time also a message was sent loud and clear from Prime Minister Narendra Modi's side through NSA to Imran Khan government: if you are not going to hand over Wing Commander Abhinandan within 24 hours, our Brahmos are ready to hit you. And we saw that within 24 hours, from same place, from Atari border, Wing Commander Abhinandan came walking towards the Indian side. And right now you can see he also came down walking from the Atari side, handed over from that checkpost where he was handed over to the BSF authorities. Right now his medical checkup will be going on. After the medical checkup, he'll be taken to the unit where the questioning will start.
Well, absolutely. He is going to be debriefed for sure. Puram Kumar, he is someone who served with the BSF for 17 long years. And the reason why he was in the border in the aftermath of the Pahalgam attack was that he was trying to ensure that people on the border areas are evacuated safely. He was part of these operations when he inadvertently had crossed over. It is going to be a huge sigh of relief, a big diplomatic win for India, that today Puram is back home. He has been released, and in now with the BSF Jawans. You can see a picture of him after he was handed over to India at the Atari border. Tell us a bit more about him because his wife, Sahu's wife, is unfortunately been running from pillar to post, and everyone has been assuring her that she is going to get the full support of Indian administration. There have been several back-to-back talks. Channels have been opened to ensure that this man on your screens, this brave BSF Jawan, is handed back to India. His wife, however, was pregnant at the time, I believe, Pradeep, and he also has a 7-year-old son. He must be looking forward to meeting them. I believe they've already gone to Chandigarh. When does that reunion happen with his family?
Yes, you are absolutely right. In fact, it was a big sigh of relief for the family members because she was in a family way. She had been running from pillar to post, trying to get in touch with each and every official, and every time she was given an assurance, don't worry about, because we will not allow anyway Punam Kumar to stay back in the Pakistan custody, and he will be brought back at any cost. This was the assurance given to her, and we have seen on several occasions Director General BSF coming, meeting Home Minister in this regard, and clear-cut message was given to them also that at any cost we have to get him back. It had happened, in fact, on 22nd, there was a Pahalgam massacre in which 26 of our tourists died. This incident took place on 23rd of April. He was posted in Ferozpur area in Punjab sector, and it was a sunny day. He just wanted to stand under the shade of one of the tree. He didn't realize, because there are only pillars there on the border, because many times there's not a fence everywhere. So sometimes the pillars are not visible. So you don't realize that.
Pradeep, stay with us. We have some more news coming in. Rishabh joins us. Let me go to my colleague Rishabh as well, who's been tracking these developments very closely. Rishabh, this was important because the BSF Jawan, Shaw, was in fact in Pakistani custody as far back as the 23rd of April. It's been almost a 3-week ordeal now, and he's finally, of course, been released in exchange for one of their Jawans that were in our custody.
Well, definitely, Siddharth, if we talk about this exchange, definitely the moment India captured a Pakistani ranger in Rajasthan sector, it was very clear that we have an upper edge, because Punam Kumar Shaw, as our senior colleague Pradeep was also pointing out, was in no man's land. He was not beyond their fencing, and he was between those 300 yards of two fencings, and that's the reason India had an upper hand, given that Pakistani ranger was apprehended, taken into custody inside Indian territory toward India beyond the fencing, and hence he was in clear violation. It wasn't inadvertent, but it was a clear violation of international border, and hence, when the flag meetings took place post Muhammad Allah being taken into custody, it was very clear that India has an upper hand. In between, Operation Sindoor happened, for a week flag meetings could not happen, hostilities on the national border continued, but once it all ended on Sunday, a flag meeting took place. Yesterday is what we are given to understand, on Tuesday, and then today both.
Right. Rishabh as well as Pradeep, please stay with us.